Hello, welcome to another episode of the Comic Book Presser. So on this episode, I'm actually going to take you through our website. We get a lot of questions. We have tried to simplify it, but I think I'll just be able to direct people to this video to get all the information as quickly as possible. So, of course, it is thecomicbookpresser.com. I'm going to run through the entire page and I'm going to show you how to make a submission. So at the top, the main page you will want to do to actually do a submission is our pricing and submission page. So here you can see that we're on a 7-week turnaround time. We do offer a 1 to 2 week fast pass. It's an additional $10 per book. We have also recently simplified our tiers. There used to be 3, and it used to be you had to add on dry cleaning. So many people needed dry cleaning and almost everyone chose it anyway. The few times someone didn't for an older book, I actually just felt like I was wasting time contacting them to say, hey man, you want to check dry cleaning. So it's included in everything, so it's really less that anyone needs to worry about, and it's so we could kind of simplify the process. So we now have 2 tiers. We have comics printed from 1985 to present and before 1985. So it's pretty straightforward. We also still do offer spinal fix, and that's $6 extra a book. And I'm going to take a quick second to show you what some of these look like. So here on this Avengers, you can see the outer spine. You can see the white had curled around from the front, and you could see the staples. Interestingly enough, this one, a lot of people think this is a spinal fix, but that dent running along the spine is actually what's often referred to as a long box dent. That's from when the book is sticking out between 2 other books in the long box, and it just gets that dent. Now that's included in regular press, so you don't have to. We don't charge anything to get rid of those, and they do come out. This is another example of a spinal fix. You can see the spine had rolled over. The staples are on the front. And then this is that same book. Oh no, this is X-Men #1, sorry. But this is an X-Men #1 I did a spinal fix on. Now this is really the best example so far because you can see here that the outer edges do not line up. That's the dead giveaway. Sometimes staples will be on the front of a book and it's just a manufacturing error, but the edges, the outer edges will line up just like this one does on the right. So you can see on the left, that was the spinal fix that I took care of. So if you're not sure if your book still needs a spinal fix, and I'll probably even go more in depth in a later episode on that, you can put down in your notes to please pre-screen all books for spine roll. And if that happens, we can send you an additional invoice once we've looked at your books. So there is a slight adjustment for estimated value, and I try to explain it a little better here. For every $500 value of the book, there's an additional $5 fee. So if a book is, if it's any book, but in this example I used Hulk 179. If it's a $300 book, it is $16. Boom. If it's Hulk 181, or if it would have been any book, and it's valued at $2,000, it automatically gets bumped to $20 for the high value. Then we have the additional 16 on there. So now we have a $36 job. And then if it's a higher value book and it's a $7,200 book, in this case, you have the $5 goes in there each time for every 500, and it ends up being an $86 book. And that's just because here we have the 5 times 14 is 70 plus the 16. So it's not really that complicated. It's just the matter of thinking about $5 per 500. And now that is the value of the book you send to us. For example, if you've seen many of my posts, sometimes your book may be worth $1,000 more, $500 more, in some cases $4,000 more when we are finished with it. You're only paying us for the value of the book that you are sending us at that current moment. So case crack, we definitely offer case cracks. It's $5 a book. It's really not that hard to crack these out. I charge because I crack out lots and lots of books all the time, and the time just really adds up. So here we talk about the Fast Pass. As I mentioned, it's $10 per book. It's typically, often it's 1 week, but I have to say 1 to 2 weeks because we could have someone with 25 books bumped to Fast Pass. Someone else has 15 books bumped to Fast Pass, and yours came right after those, and I just can't get through that many at all the time. And it is also super important to me that I pay just as much attention to the FastPass books. So it's not a rush job, it just means you jump the line. I take just as much time and care on every one of these books. And often books need pressed twice, and if it's FastPass, I press it as many times as needed, just as if it wasn't FastPass. So this is the part that gets people a little bit confused also. Grading companies. We currently send 90% of our books to CGC. And I did just put up a video about so many people asking me CBCS or CGC. I think you should try them both and see what you like the best. I'm still slightly leaning towards CGC. I am a CGC dealer and I receive a 15% discount from CGC, and I will pass that along to you if you want to go under my account. So a little bit more information about going to grading companies. You will come through and fill out this form, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But if you want to send it to a grading company under your account, you will send the invoice back that we will send you. When you mail your books to us, you will send the invoice that we will send you. That's a PayPal invoice. And you can also go ahead and send your CGC or CBCS packing slip with for your own account. So then when we're finished with the books, we ship them to CGC or CBCS with your packing slip. So they receive this and they just log it all in under your account. If you want to use our account because you don't have a CGC or CBCS account, or maybe you just want to get the discount because some people have saved $600 or more when they're sending a lot of books. So it really can help you. Sometimes it pays for half of your pressing fees. If you're going to use our account, you have to send this credit card form in. And there's a link right here, as you just saw me click on it. So if you want to send through our account, you can type this out. If you're having trouble because your internet browser won't let you type in this, just print it out and write on it with a pen. So if that's the case, let me just go over this a little bit more. You just need your address, your card number, CBCS does need the CVV number, the expiration date, and any notes you need. So no matter whose account these books go to, they're mailed directly to you afterwards. So if you send your books to us and you wanted to go to CGC under our account, you will send the invoice that I'll show later in the video. You will send this form filled out with your books. When your books arrive, one of our employees will email you and say, we have your books. They're all good to go. Then when we're finished with the books, we will email you and say, this is the USPS tracking to the next destination. If it's your house, if it's CGC, if it's CBCS, if it's anywhere basically you want to send them. So no matter how you do it, the books will go directly back to you after they leave the grading company. And here we do have a breakdown of the fee. So you save 15%, but we have a small fee, and this is really just because it takes time. I'm paying employees to do the paperwork, and this is just to basically so we're not just losing money. But it's only $10 for under 30 bucks, so you don't have to have that many books at your 15% discount before you're really making a good profit. And one thing to note is we will send you the tracking number. I guess I did mention that when we mail the books out to CGC or CBCS or back to you. But if you send them to one of the grading companies under our account, we cannot give you updates once you've seen the tracking shows they've arrived. We can't give you updates on what the status of them are at CGC. And we also cannot give you grader's notes. And that's only because we have enough orders there that it would almost be someone's full-time job just giving everyone updates all the time. So it is kind of fun to follow along when you do use your own account. So if that's something you're really wanting to do, then you want to make sure and use your own account. So because we will not be able to give you that information. And again, for CBCS, you actually can check out the grader's notes on any book always. So that is one advantage there. So the final step when we're completed with your books, we will go in and create your CGC packing slip if you're using our account. As I mentioned, if you use your own, you will have just mailed this packing slip with your books. If you're using our account, you will receive an email that looks similar to this one that will say CGC notice. This is strictly for your records. When we create your CGC invoice, this is just so we can print out the packing slip. You will be emailed this just so you have it for your records and you can kind of see what the estimate is that you think CGC will be putting on your credit card. Sometimes they do change it a little bit. Sometimes they might have to update the shipping. Sometimes they might bump a book up a tier if it's worth more than what we originally had. But all you need to do when you see this is sit back and relax. You don't have to contact us and let us know that you received it. You don't have to print it out. You don't have to do anything, but just keep it for your records. And typically this means we are almost finished with your books, and probably in the next week you'll be getting an email from us that has the USPS tracking number that we're going to use to ship your books to CGC with. Again, please like and subscribe and follow along for some more videos. I'm going to be doing some more coming up about how to pre-screen your books for pressing and printing. Thanks.